What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first breakdown video that I'm going to be posting of a bunch of breakdown videos to show you basically how I've produced my new album, My Own, which I have, I think, 7 or 8 songs currently released from the album. The whole thing's going to be out in May 2025. The whole idea behind this album is to share my journey as an independent artist and share how I've produced these songs, share how I've made these songs to help you out there to do the same thing. It's really been such a special journey making all this new music and backing myself to step into these higher forms of creativity, and so I'm just really excited to show you that you can do this as well. So this is a song called Worst Enemy that came out in March. It's up to, I think, almost 500,000 streams on Spotify. I produced this song in my mum's garage with a 2012 MacBook Pro. I'm not using that MacBook now. I've since bought a better one, but just to give you an understanding that you can do a lot with a little. I did have this microphone, which is popping a little bit now, which is a little bit annoying, but we're just gonna ignore the popping. It's a tube microphone called an Arabella. This microphone costs $2,000. This is the main microphone that I used to produce this song. You don't need a $2,000 microphone. You can do whatever you can afford. I would recommend getting some kind of condenser microphone, as good as you can get. It's going to do the job. The interface I used, you can't see here, but it's an Apollo Twin interface, and once again, it's a $2,000 interface, Australian dollars. So if you can't afford that, you can do a lot with, $400, $500 interface. It's going to do the job. So without further ado, let's get into it. Let's have a look at what we've got here. So I'm just going to kind of run you through it all from start to finish. This is the program that I used, is Ableton here that you can see in front of me. This is what I produce all of my music on, so sorry if you don't use Ableton. And the two separate views. So let's just have a quick little listen from the top. Sorry, that's not the top. From the top. Acoustic guitar, let's start there. So this acoustic, I flip the switch like I'll kill the vocal. The way that I recorded the acoustic guitars was really simple but effective. So I used this microphone as the close proximity microphone on the particular guitar that I had. And then I also, you can see in the group here, I've got everything in groups on Ableton. I had a secondary microphone to record the room. So if you actually listen, if I just solo that and I solo this, you'll hear the room microphone. It's a random microphone that I would set in the room behind the close microphone in front of me here to give space for the mixing process. That's all I did for the acoustic guitars. I recorded 2 acoustic guitars, so you can see here's the second one. I've panned it to the left. You can hear that space. I love the room. I just love being able to hear the room. And there we go. Continuing on. Piano. How did I produce the piano? I'm going to show you something here. If I create another track, and I go over to this little plugin here, Alicia's Keys. This program, Alicia's Keys, is insane. It's a plugin, and all the piano on my whole album was not real. it was Alicia's keys, and I used just the regular MIDI controller weighted keys piano, which is actually behind me there if you can see it. That's how I did the piano. I just played it all in, and it sounds like this. So that's the piano. Moving on, let's have a look at the bass. Okay, so this is a little bit harder to explain how I did this, but this is what I used. It's a Moog Mother 32 analog synth, which means that it actually does create a real sound other than a MIDI controller. Sorry, yeah. It's the only thing I'm not going to explain because it's a little bit complicated, but if you just have a regular bass and you plug it in with the jack lead into your interface, you will be able to get what you need. That would have been my next choice. So I'm not going to go into the bass, but you can hear the sidechain. That's one thing I will talk about. So if you have a look here down at the bottom, we've got the compressor. And you lower the threshold. That's what the bass sounds like regularly. It's an electronic technique, and you pull that threshold down a little bit more. It exaggerates that side chain. So what's happening is it's compressing off a kick. So every time the kick hits, and the kick is down here, you can see my side chain kick. That bass, every time it hits the kick, it disappears and it comes back again, and that's a very electronic effect. So that's a bass. So here we have the original kick that I started with. I recorded originally to this kick before the drums. Then, once I had my BPMs set and my arrangement, and I knew when the song was starting, when it was ending, it's time to start building the song for real. So I actually started by recording the acoustic guitar first. Then I did a dummy vocal, and I brought it to my friend Sid Green, who plays drums exceptionally well. So this was the only thing I outsourced in the production of this song, was the percussive elements, including the drums. And that's because a lot of microphones are generally needed to capture a good drum sound, and unless you really want to geek out, if you can just hire somebody to do it for you, that's definitely worth spending the money, in my opinion. So that's what I did. So let's have a look at these drums. There's no effects there. Floor, hi-hat, kick. I'm going to be really honest with you again. I know what a floor mic is. I know what a hi-hat is. I'm pretty sure I knew what the kick-in microphone was. The Kit U47, that was a microphone in the room. Overhead left, overhead right. Not really sure. Rack, I'm pretty sure that's a tom microphone. Ribbon, another mic in the room. Room, it's another mic in the room. And then the sub mic on the kick. It's just options for a mixer, unless you're going to mix it yourself, in which case this video is probably not that helpful to you. So that's the drums, all in a group on its own. I kept the kick and the hi-hat alone, and then I recorded the cymbals separately. If you hear them with the kick and the hi-hat, that's our cymbals. And then of course I had to put a bit of tambo on there. Perfect sounding tambo for the song. Just cut and paste, you know what I mean? Shaker. And this was really cool. So this was something that we did after we had all those other sounds. Check this out. Some snare fills. And I just cut them up and put them in as it kind of felt right. And that was that, right? So coming down here, we also had, I'll keep them on, but listen to this. This was another thing that we did that was crazy. A steel pan. He had one of these random things in his studio. Stuff like that. I've just literally chopped that up and cut it in. It's a shaker. And besides the vocals, that's the whole song. There's really not that much going on. So that steel pan is crazy. Okay, so that's the whole song, right? What I want to do is I want to show you something that really does excite me about this production, which is the BPM, because it changes. And most songs, actually let's go over the vocals first. So once again, it's the same thing. I did a room microphone here. You can see if I solo this. Why you not play? Why you not play? I feel her love and it brings me shame to treat a queen like she's... Huh? Maybe I've got to solo this. Oh, okay, sorry. I know what's happening. Anyway, I did a room microphone and a main microphone for the lead vocal. Did a bunch of takes, comped it till I was happy. And then I did a double in the choruses. So if I solo this. Now every day that I see her face. I'm just really curious why it will only play it as a whole. To treat it. Oh, that's why. So there's a double. BV. Now I'll be sorry for all my days. That's the second verse. Let's go to the second chorus where everything happens. Better than I ever. So lead vocal, chorus. Better than I ever deserve. Double. Better than I ever deserve. Bit of a thickener. Triple. Better than I ever deserve. Better than the summer's return. Tight. BV vocals. Better than I ever deserve. So that's a harmony there. Better than I ever deserve. Better than the summer's return. And I did an octave below. Better than I ever deserve. Better than the summer's return. Better than a getaway in a movie scene with some fireworks. Better than a mountain sunset. Better than an old treasure. Everything together. So that's not mixed, but you get an idea. Okay, so I want to end this video by showing you what I did with the tempo, because this was really important for this particular song and it's something really cool. I know Logic and all these production DAWs have the ability to change tempo. I don't know how to do it on those, but I'll show you how to do it on Ableton. So you come over here to this little guy here, click that, song tempo, and then this line here is essentially the tempo. So you see at the beginning of the song, it starts at 107. It just felt right. I flipped the switch like I always do, telling the story. I got caught out. Blah blah blah. Pre-chorus. Watch the tempo here. Look at how much it drops. 106, 105. She's better than I ever deserve. Better than the summer's return. All the way down. Better than a getaway in a movie scene with some fireworks.
better than a mountain sunset, better than an old
slowly
treasure
raising
chest.
here.
Better if she let me go, still I'm begging,
104,
please keep
105,
holding
106.
on.
All the way
Now every day that I see
to
her
111.
face,
From 104 at 7 BPM. It just felt right. And that's what's cool, you know, you try these different BPMs out, choose your markers, record. If it feels right, you're on. Second verse was at 111 BPM. Second chorus up to 114. Feel this.
she's better than I ever deserved, better than the summer's return, better than a getaway in a movie scene. Whoa, without you I'd be lost. Baby, please keep holding on. I am
All the way down. All the way from 114 to 103 in a single moment. That's 11 BPM different, and it feels like nothing's happened. That's crazy.
Baby, please keep holding on. I am away.
Like, it still feels like there's an energy change, but it doesn't feel like it's slowed down. But if I didn't change the BPM, it would feel way too rushed in that section. So yeah, the good thing to do is just try it all out and see what feels right. And then once you're feeling really confident, then you track your drums. Then you put your piano and your bass and everything over the top. Do your vocals. You got a song. I hope that helps everybody. I'm going to make a bunch more of these that I'm going to release exclusively on a new platform called Unreleased Art. But I hope this has been helpful for you guys out there. And yeah, big love until the next one.